Welcome to the Gonzo book. Finally, I have done my research and I am going to winterize my RV. I have a Rockwood GeoPro 20 FPS, and that's what I'm going to be working on. A Rockwood GeoPro 20 FPS. Now, this is not going to be a how-to video. All right, I am still learning. What I'm doing is I am going to winterize my GeoPro 20 FPS and take you along with me to see if I'm doing it right, if I research correctly, and if you have any comments, comment below. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. I am going to air compress, do the air compress method and antifreeze method. A lot of people are going to comment, you don't need to do both. I am going to do both. I live in Pennsylvania, it gets cold, it gets below freezing. I want to make sure when I go on my trip next April, which is pretty much when we're going to start camping, that my pipes are not leaking and busted. I want to make sure this camper lasts as long as possible without any damages that I might have caused due to lack of maintenance. So that's what I'm going to do. You're coming along on a ride with me, and I am learning how to winterize my RV. I studied already, I researched. I am going to place right on the screen right now of some of the places I got my ideas from. Okay, at least 1, 2, or 3 of those. I looked at a few of them, but I want to make sure that I wasn't missing a step that this guy might have said, and then this guy said, yeah, you could do that, or this guy said, absolutely not, don't do that. I am going to air compress the water out of the lines first. Then I'm going to add antifreeze. So both are not necessarily different. I'm not telling you to do both because the air compressor mine costs about 110. I just got it brand new. I don't even know how to use it. I got to turn the camera off and go down and turn it on to see if I'm working it properly. And I got my a box of 6 1-gallon antifreeze, and I got that on Amazon. I'll put the information on the screen so you can see it, and I'll put the information on the air compressor that I'm using for $110 on the screen. I did not want to buy a $200 air compressor because I'm probably not going to use it as much as some would, okay? I don't have air compressed tools and stuff like that, so I don't want to get too expensive. Just enough to winterize and maybe use it for some other things like filling up my tires, and etc. etc. So I do have my list here, and I'm like I say, I'm going to give credit to the people that I learned from on their videos, and I'm going to put it on the screen. So if you want to check my video out that directly deals with a GeoPro 20 FPS, and remember, a GeoPro is the same as ePro. So without further ado, I am going to do this. I hope you come along with me, and I hope you learn something. Hope I learned something, and I hope this video is informative and helps other people. All right, thank you. All right, I have my checklist. Winterizing a GeoPro 20 FPS air compressor method. Step number 1, connect power and open slides. All right, do you really need to do that? Yes. If you need power to run the air pump, I'm running everything off my battery. It's still on. My solar's, I had 100% battery power, and I don't need my slide out. Nothing in my slide has the air pump or anything else I need. So I don't need to. In some RVs, yes, you might need to do that to gain access. In this step, it says, in step 1, to make sure your gray and blank tanks are closed. Have a way to dump your black and gray tanks later on. What I'm going to do, use a 5-gallon bucket. I already drained it the last campsite I was at, and I washed it out, and I think I'm good. But when you're trying to take all the water out of the system, it's going to run into your gray tank, and you might have some stuff in your black tank. So you might have a way to dump that. Now, if your stuff is full, you're going to need to find a way to dump that. If you're not at a campground, if you're at home, find a way to dump it safely. There are rules and regulations about this, and every state's different. Every county is different. Every municipality is different. So you need to find out how you can do it. I don't have anything in there, so nothing's going to come out unless I get a big surprise for some reason. Okay, step number 2, release pressure at the water heater tank. I'm going to show you how to do that. I have already done it. I do it after every trip. On my GoPro, it's on the driver's side, slide side, near the front. You have to make sure you don't do this right after you shut your hot water tank, because there's going to be hot water in there. You don't want to burn yourself. Stink bug. All right, you got to relieve the pressure first. This is the pressure relief valve right here. And once you release some of the pressure, you have to take your anti-rod. That's my Zag. I already took it out. You got to take it out. And then when you do this, water's going to run out. If you have water in there, mine is empty. Leave your anti-rod right there and let the water flow out until empty. Once it's empty, you can shut this back off. As you can see, mine is already empty. Pressure relief valve, open it. Let the water come out. Relieve the pressure. Leave it open. I have this right here that I bought at, I forget what I got it from, but it is a 1/116th, and I have an extension, because it's easier to put it in, take it out. Sometimes you want to put it on there tight, so it might be tight. So you got to untighten it, loosen it up. Water's going to come out. Make sure the pressure is out, because if not, that might shoot out. So you don't want to injure yourself. Take it out, place it right here. As you can see, my anti-rod is not too bad. We haven't used our, we used our camper like 5-6 times. Look, that's still almost brand new. You can see some corrosion happening, but that's normal. Oop. Place it right there, and I'm ready. Everything's drained out. I'm going to leave mine open so it can air out and dry up. As you can see, it was raining a lot the last week, so I got water in here. So water got in there. So you can blow that water out just to make sure that it doesn't freeze and mess up your stuff. But it's only a little bit, so it shouldn't be too bad. This is what I use, 1/116th. I'll put something on the screen to tell you exactly what I got. And I also got this at a hardware store because I didn't have a nice good one. So, and I keep this together pretty much and keep it in my storage right here. And after you do everything, close your pressure valve. I'm gonna leave that open so it can dry out. That was step 2. Now I'm going to step 3. Drain your low point drains. All right, step number 3, drain your low point drains, then close the valves after you drain it. These are my low point, these are my low point drains right here. Hopefully you can see it. can barely see it on the camera, but one's hot and one's cold. I can't tell which one's which because they put the foam. It's usually it's down a little bit lower, but mine is kind of high. And all you gotta do is open. I already drained a little bit because I wanted to loosen these up before I got the camera out. Open them up. I already drained this one. This one has a little bit more water in it. Hopefully you can see that. It's draining water right now. So you just have to sit here and wait for it to drain out. This one took about a minute and a half. As you can see, there's a lot of water coming out. No, look, it just stopped. And once no water starts coming out, you pull that up. Comes out of there. That's the low point drain. That's all you got to do. Step number 4, drain your freshwater tank and leave the valve open. My valve has been open since the last camping trip. As you can see, that's closed. I have one of these water valve that you just open it up and close it. But this right here on the GeoPro, you can see me, GeoPro 20 FPS. This is the water valve, the fresh water valve. Now you want to leave it open at the end. You can either put it closed or leave it open. Leave it open to air it out. Or if you want critters to get in there, you might want to close it. So it's up to you. I had it open. So when you open this up, if you just got done using it, there's going to be water that comes out of it. And once it drains, you leave it open. I have one of those 2-valve systems. Okay, you might have the 3-valve system. This is the 2-valve system, and I reviewed both of them. So this one is fairly easy. Well, all of them are easy, but all right, that's a better picture. We have to bypass the water heater. So I have a 2-valve system, 1 valve here and 1 valve down there. This is the hot one up here, and that's the cold one down there. So what do you have to do is fairly easy. This is flush with the tank. It is pointing towards the tank. Okay, so what you have to do is point it towards this hose right here. See how it's pointing towards the hose? Now it is, the water will rush up here and through here and towards this hose instead of going in the hot water tank and then right back out. And on the bottom, same thing. This is the cold. You got to turn it where it's pointing. Now it's in winterization mode. See that? It was pointing towards the cold valve here, and now you want to turn it where it's parallel to this hose right here. See that? See it? Parallel. So the water's going to come in, go through here, bypass going in the hot water reservoir, and then go all the way up to this hose, go through this hose right here, and then go through here. Instead of going, the water would have came right back out, right back out, and then through this hose to your hot water pipes. But now it's going to go straight in through this hose and back out. It will not go into the tank. So that's how it should look right there when you're winterizing. That's how it should look. Let me see if I can see it also here. Pointing towards the blue pipe there. It's not pointing towards the reservoir of the hot water. Okay, I hope you can see that. Now we're going to blow the water out of the secondary lines. And step number 6 is to blow out the fresh tank fill line. I don't use my freshwater tank but I just want to make sure there's no water in there. So you don't really have to do this, but I'm gonna put some compressed air in there and just try to blow out some water that might be in there. Step number 8, blow out black tank flush port. This is where you connect water to your black tank, and it has like a sprayer that spins, and it's supposed to clean your black tank out. If you ever use that, which I do, to clean out the black tank, there might be some water still in there. So you want to take your compressor over to, I'll show you where it's in the rear of my 20 FPS. And you just want to do and blow out some air. Connect it, blow out some air, and try to blow whatever water that might be in that line. Now it should all go down because it's the hose is pointing down, but blow it out anyway to make sure there's no water in that line, and that water should go into the black tank. All right, let's do that right now. All right, we're at the rear of my 20 FPS, and right next to the ladder on the door side is my connectors. Let me get my book out the way. This is my tank flush, the one on the top, and it says right on the top there, tank flush. All right, do not connect your city water connector to that, because if you do, you're going to fill up your black tank, and your black tank, if the valve is closed, is going to fill up and go through your toilet and flood your RV. So make sure the top one is your tank flush only. That's the one we're going to flush out. The one to the left, when you're facing it, the one to the left is a city water connection. City water connection. It's marked. This right here is where you antifreeze inlet. This is where we're going to put antifreeze at. It says, it doesn't say it on the bottom because there's no room to put the sticker. You put it on the top. There is a sticker right there. Antifreeze inlet to antifreeze. This is it right here. Tank flush, antifreeze, city water connection. It'll be a good idea to mark these. Was it either engraver, CWC, city water connection, this one TF, tank flush, and then this one antifreeze inlet. Just to make sure, in case these stickers ever come off, you know. Okay? And that's your cable, and that's your satellite. See where it says cable / satellite? Don't make the mistake I did and connect your cable here. It won't work. You got a cable, and if you have a satellite system, right here. There's two connections that are different inside. I just wanted to add that. So, tank flush. This is the tank flush. There it goes right there. We're done with our secondary lines, but if you have any aftermarket equipment that water runs through, you might want to do what the directions are to get the water out of there, like a water filter. My GeoPro 2023 20 FPS does not have a water filter. The 2021s and the 2022s do. They had it right in here, right behind the back in this storage area right here. I don't have the key right now, so I can't open it. But this is right behind the bathroom sink. The 2021s and 2022s have water filter. If you have a water filter, you have to follow the directions to take that water out. So I don't have one. I don't need to do that. It was having problems leaking, and they just decided to take the whole system out on a 2023, and I'm glad they did. I just get one of those blue cheapy ones from Walmart and connect it there. Or if you want to get a better one, you can actually stick it probably in there somewhere. But the one that they had in there was always leaking, and they were having problems with it, so they took it out. All right, let's get to the next step. This was the cabinet door, but when you open it, this panel was right here, so it's kind of useless. I don't even connect the panel anymore. This is where I store a few things like my scale. Let me take that out. All right, let's see. Let me take this out, this panel. This is our water pump right here. There you go, there goes my hose. All right. In a 20 FPS 2023, I couldn't tell you what the other ones were. But we have a this tube right here, I believe it is, goes. One of these tubes, I forget which one it is, goes to that winterization antifreeze inlet outside. But I was just telling you, there was a city water connection, there was a black tank flush, and there was a antifreeze. That's where you pour the antifreeze. Before, there was like a separate tube where you can bring the antifreeze in here, put the tube in the antifreeze, and when you start the water pump, it would pump out. But now they have it on the outside. So, good idea, bad idea, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to pour the antifreeze in because I don't have a hose unless I can get one from downstairs in my basement. But this right here, the water flows through, so you want to shut that off to the fresh water tank. This is the hose right here. It goes through, and now instead of going to the fresh water tank, it will go through the pipes to the other pipes. I don't know if you saw that. Let me see. It's right here. It's right. Right now it's flush. Go to the fresh water tank, and when you turn it, now it's going to bypass the fresh water tank. You don't want to get antifreeze in your fresh water tank. Next step is to open one faucet, turn on water pump, run compressed air through the water pump. So that's outside. Open one faucet, turn on water pump, run compressor air through water pump. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Pump. That's my panel right there. My water pump's right here. All right, it's on. You can hear it. I don't know if it. Water is coming out right now. Just turning on the water pump. That's the water still in the pipes. All right, I'm gonna run some air through there too now. Let me try the code again. Hot water. This is a good sign that all the water's coming out. All right, I'm connected to the city water connection with my air compressor. Turn my air compressor back on. But just put it right here. First, nothing's coming out. All right, nothing. Close it back up. Nothing. No water in the lines. Close it back up. Nothing. All right. Close it back up. Low point drains. Yeah, I drained it before. Now some water's coming out. See that? Water's coming out. So all that water pushed out. Close it back up. Close it back up. Bring it tight. Bring it tight. Bring it tight. Okay, good. And then once I fill it up, I turn the water pump on. Then after I turn the water pump on, I have to open the cold side of the kitchen faucet first. Let it run out the antifreeze, come out, and then close the cold side. So let me put some antifreeze in there. First, is that my next step? Place the winterized hose in the antifreeze. I don't have a hose. I'm gonna go quick look for one, see if I have one. But then you connect it to your antifreeze connection and put the hose in the tub. And when you pump the water pump, it pumps right out. So hopefully I have a hose somewhere. So all right, welcome back. I failed in winterizing my RV. It was I'm not sure what happened. So let me just start from the beginning. I wanted to do the compressed air method, and I wanted to do the antifreeze method. The air compressor method was working great. I followed all the steps, no big deal. It was blowing out all the water from the lines. The one thing I did forget was to flush my toilet. So there's probably water still in my lines where it goes to flush the toilet. And I did not have the shower head to my outside shower connected, and my door was locked. Yeah, I could have went inside and got the key, of course, but I did not do that. I don't use my outside shower, but there might still be water in the line, so I want to make sure that it's blown out. So I got to go back and redo certain parts of the air compress method, just to make sure I have no water in my lines. So definitely want to go back and do that. When I started the antifreeze method, you know, I had this idea. I want to do both because I want to make sure nothing freezes. So when I started the antifreeze method, I got a hose connected to the antifreeze inlet, which is outside of the RV, and put the other end inside a 5-gallon bucket where I had 2.5 gallons of antifreeze in. I hit the water pump, turn on the faucet, and I can feel air coming out because of the water pump was on, but the no antifreeze was going through the line. So I'm not sure why. I tried to dump the antifreeze in the using the funnel, and that wasn't working either. It wasn't going through, and then it was leaking right at the connection of the inlet valve of the antifreeze. So I decided to stop with the antifreeze because it was spilling on the ground. So I'm not going to do the antifreeze until I figure out why it wasn't going in. I'm doing something wrong. I have no idea. So, but it doesn't mean that the RV isn't winterized. So, but I need to go back, connect my air compressor again, just to make sure that all the faucets in the toilet and the outside shower is clear up. So I'm going to make sure I do that. And then again, pour some in the traps again. I already did that, but I'm going to make sure that I have antifreeze in the traps of the sink, shower. Make sure the toilet has antifreeze covering the ring, the ball ring. And once I get done with all that, and then make sure my black tank and gray tanks are empty. Once that's done, I should be winterized. Now, hopefully when I do another video of me winterizing my RV, it'll be a good video, step-by-step process of how to winterize your GeoPro 20 FBS. I would not follow me on this video, but I am going to put it out just to have a video out and show people some of the good steps that I did and maybe what not to do. So if you're watching this video and you see what I did wrong, comment please down below and say, hey, you forgot this step. The reason why the antifreeze is not going through is because you didn't do this. So please comment below, and I will take and read all your comments and make sure I get it right when I do it next year. So like I said, I still need to go through a few steps to winterize my RV. It's not going to be too many steps, and then I need to clean out the RV, all the food. There's nothing in there, but I just want to make sure. And then all the liquids, and then take out all the batteries, and make sure my refrigerator is cracked open just to get air inside it. And then a few other things, and then pack all my stuff back in it and wash my linens and stuff like that. So without further ado, thank you for watching this video. Yes, it was an epic fail, but you learn from your failures. So thank you for watching the Gonzo book. My name is Jose, and I'll see you on the other side.